Okay.
You know,
Yay,
yeah,
technology.
technology is so much fun. Yeah, happy Wednesday.
Yes. I really feel like we were just here.
It does kind of feel
I
like
mean,
that,
like, usually we say that jokingly, but I actually feel like we
right?
were just
Yeah.
here doing this.
Well, and you kind of, I didn't see you Thursday, and then I saw you for just a little while on Friday, and then
Yeah.
not back again until yesterday. So
So maybe that's why. It's because
we
we
weren't
really
together
haven't
all
seen
weekend.
each other
Yeah.
much since we were here last. So yeah, it's not playing
It's
very
not
nice.
playing
Maybe
nice.
I'll just close it and come back.
Try it again.
Try it again.
Yes. All right. Well, we are having a lot of fun today. And I kind of feel like we have a couple of like little housekeeping.
We have some housekeeping we need to take care of.
Yeah. So we are, if you've been here recently, you may have noticed that our parking lot is not
in very good repair.
right. And that is really bad. But so is the inconvenience of getting it fixed.
Yes. So the complex that we're in has been working to get that done.
Mhm.
And they did get the company to start on Sunday, which most of the complex is closed on, which is helpful. So the bulk of the yuck work where they're actually tearing it up and taking the stuff out, hi Mom, is going to be done before we have to deal with that.
Yes.
But that means that the parking lot will be completely chewed up when we get here Monday morning.
Yes.
So they are doing half of the lot. It just happens to be the half that is completely
on our side.
On our side. So there's not going to be any real great way to get to us without tramping through God knows what at this point.
Right.
So we're thinking that there's a beautiful parking lot, just little kitty cam cornered.
Yes.
Right over there.
Right to us. To the left of us if you're outside.
Which there's a very short grass walkway between the two parking lots. We actually have a lot of customers who accidentally park over there sometimes, and then they'll walk over. So for those people, you'll already know where to go. But we would recommend that you do that to come on in. So if you're shop hopping, if you're regular coming to pick something up, whatever, if you pull in towards the stadium, Mr. Stadium's laundry lot, not our lot.
The dry cleaning laundry place.
It would be, so it's got the Elegant Tailoring and then Mr. Stadium's laundromat.
Yes.
In that guy over there. So the back of that lot is always empty during the day. People do their laundry at night, I guess. So it's pretty empty. There should be plenty of space for people to pop over there. And then it's an easy access versus trying to trample through, like I said, God knows what it'll look like come Monday. They are hoping that they're hoping to finish it Monday.
Yes.
I'm not optimistic on that. So I'm thinking at least Monday and Tuesday. But, weather that's not something you can do in the rain. So, that will also play a part in how quickly it gets done.
Yeah. So I think maybe the easiest thing might be is
call.
Yeah.
See what's going on.
Are they working on it? Where should I park?
Where should I park?
And if you were thinking about bringing a machine in for service or picking up a machine,
wait a couple more days.
You might want to wait until Tuesday or Wednesday and give us a call.
If you're heading out of town and that's the only time that works for you, by all means, and then just come over. We'll figure it out. We'll help you get it in here if that's what you absolutely need to do. But we would recommend that you not to do a pickup or drop off Monday through maybe even Wednesday, or call at least once we get into the Wednesday time frame.
Yeah.
So we're going to be open. We'll be here. We can happily take care of you and the hoppers and everybody. But that section of the business, we do recommend you put on pause for a couple of days because it'll be an inconvenience for all of us.
Yes.
So it's not working.
No, it does not.
Why are you not
to want to cooperate with you?
It
So
does not.
that was housekeeping thing is and we'll just kind of summarize that we're having our parking lot done, and it's going to be pretty inconvenient for anybody coming here Monday or Tuesday, and hopefully we're completely finished with that. So if you are listening to us or you're watching this and it is like
Today is Wednesday the 16th.
Yes.
So
that's like
that is Monday the 20th.
Yeah, they're going to start on like the 19th, right?
That sounds about right.
Yeah, so call us before you come and we'll let you know if the all of the ick is done.
Yes.
And then I have the sew together bag that we are going to be doing in the retreat. It's almost finished. The only thing I haven't done is put my little tabs on the corners, but it's not stuffed with fabric and pins now. It's an actual bag that you can
It's
see.
actually all on its own. It's not part of another bag.
Right. It's really, really cute.
Yeah, it's still not working.
So
It came out
really
absolutely
came
darling. The
out
colors are
adorable.
just
Yeah. We have a little surprise snark in there for you. So if you have a little snarkiness with you.
You don't need to connect to my mic. Don't worry about my mic. Stay in your lane.
Yep. So this is the third project that we sort of have completed. We have got the trinket tray, the pillow top. We're working on the sewing mat and some other goodies. The hotel coupon will expire on the 18th of August.
I have no info to pitch in on that one. My brain does not have that in it. That is definitely not on my. Oh goodness, it's trying. You know,
Yes.
I looked at the weather this morning and it said it was the worst rain was supposed to happen right about now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that we won't run into any, but obviously my computer's not. It's got a full, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I got all my bars.
Yeah, it's just being bratty. And so yes, sew together bag, pretty much completed, but you'll be making this in the retreat. Your fabrics will be quilted for you, they will be cut for you, and they will be interfaced for you. So you will just
all you have to do is take the piece, and we're going to say take this piece and
yep, put it together
and sew it like this, and,
yes.
and then we'll take the next one and we'll keep going and whatnot. So
yep.
Oh, okay.
All right. And so to then moving on from those projects, we're going to talk about Kimberbell Punch. I totally have to sneeze. Oh, you know, I don't even have my mic on today.
Oh, I did that.
Yep. I don't. Hopefully you all could hear me as I'm just jabbering around. I don't even have my mic on. It's so hard to get good help.
All right. Let's get loopy, huh? Yeah, that sounds great.
So we have a little Kimberbell thing here because we are talking about punch needle, and we thought we would share like where you can get some Kimberbell instruction.
Yes. So right now, pretty much the the punch needle that we have in store is pretty much all Kimberbell. We have a few things somewhere in here that are the Lori Holt.
Yeah.
I honestly don't even know where those are at the moment, but those are upcoming, which I'm actually really excited.
That's going to be really cute.
I've been kind of looking. I decided which one I'm going to do. I put a little bit more fabric in because we're going to need to make kits. And I thought, I'm just going to start buying yarn, a little bit here and a little bit there.
Yep.
And then it won't be this huge, massive order of crazy. So the upcoming punch needle class will be Lori Holt, and it'll be a kit that we put together. The Kimberbell's punch needle is 100% all-inclusive. When you get the kit, you get everything that you need. You don't need anything else, which is really, really nice.
And recently changed.
They have updated it a little bit. I don't know if, should we do this since it's up?
Yeah.
And then we can get rid of it?
Yeah, since it's being.
Right at the moment, it's functioning. So in the Kimberbell kit, you get a pattern, right? At the bottom of the pattern, it tells you what order to do the different stitches in. You know, it says do this, step by step. So it tells you what to do when, so that you aren't going out of order and making it harder for yourself later. Also, as part of that pattern is a QR code to take you to this section of YouTube. There are a slew of different videos. So there's how to get started, how to prep your kit, how to do all of the different stitches. And then at the bottom, if you look over on the right side of the screen, it is even, oh my goodness, there's all kinds of things. I'm sure there's a playlist button somewhere because I know I found that at one point. Here we go, from the series. Let's try that. Here we go. All right, so there's trace and retrace, how to do the applique, which is part of Kimberbells, most
Mhm.
punch needle doesn't have other fabric and embellishment. It's
True.
just the yarn and maybe some embroidery floss or something like that.
Mhm.
But if you scroll down, it also tells you how to do the embroidery aspects.
Yep.
So you guys know how much I love handwork. And so I am not a hand embroidery guru because that's a four-letter word.
Yep.
And so I actually had to watch some of these videos to be able to do some of those stitches on the punch needle. But it has how to do the different types of flowers, how to make a French knot, and that could be with either your floss or your yarn, depending upon which one that you chose. But there's how to make a pom-pom, how to close the back, literally everything. The thing that I really like about it is if you notice, they're all separate videos. It's not like it's a 4-hour video. You have to find the spot that you need to
Right.
learn whatever it is that you want. You simply have to find the one. And they range from like 2 minutes to 15, 20 minutes, depending upon what is in the video. But you can pick and choose the parts that you need
Nice.
based on the pattern that you have selected. So you're not required to watch this entire whole
Right.
thing of crazy. But they are very well done. They are Kim doing all of those things. If you've ever watched a Kim video, you know they're not always the short and sweetest of, she does embellish a lot when she talks, kind of like I talk with my hands.
Yep.
She talks with lots of words.
Yes.
So you can skip forward in some of it too. So if it's a 20-minute video, you don't have to watch the whole thing. She's always got great information, but
Right.
she gets excited.
Of course. Yes.
And I don't blame her. I totally
Yes.
understand. So in your kit, in the pattern, which there's a pattern here. Come on, it's a piece of paper and it doesn't want to, it's like static clinged to the back. So at the bottom of the pattern is the QR code. And so this is the pattern for the American flag piece. And it has those step-by-step instructions. And then on the side there is the QR code that'll take you to the YouTube video playlist.
Cool.
So very easy to find. If you noticed, if you were paying attention on the screen, I literally went to YouTube and then typed in Kimberbell Punch Needle and it came up, and then I hit the series, and that's how I got only those options. So I'm gonna pop out of here because I think that covered that. Do you agree?
I agree.
So I'm just gonna get out.
Okay.
Bum, bum, bum. Bam. Yes, I know. Get me out. Here we go. Okay. So
Jane wants to know if we, any chance Kimberbell will make any punch kits with embroidery floss rather than yarn.
I mean, anything is possible. It has not been anything I've heard anything about. So right now they are a combination. So when you do something that had like the bee, the wings on the bee, you are actually stitching
Right.
the wings, and then the little trail, like the flight trail, if you will, is floss. So they are using floss, but the bulk of it is
Still yarn.
yarn. And I have not heard anything that that's going to change. So at this time, my answer would be probably not, just because they seem to have kind of figured out their system, if you will, and that seems to be what they're doing. But I mean, anything's possible.
Yeah.
They pulled this completely out of their butt. It didn't have anything to do with anything else they did. So who knows? I mean, that's certainly a possibility.
Yeah, absolutely. They could change their mind anytime.
Anytime. I mean, not that we would ever do that.
We don't change our minds at
never change our
all.
minds
We
at
make
all.
a plan and we execute it and it goes perfect.
Yeah, that's how that goes. Every time.
Yeah, this bag is a perfect example of that. Your zipper will be bigger.
And it won't have as much stabilizer in it.
No, it will not. So, yeah, absolutely.
So, okay. So, great question though, Jane. And it would be interesting if they do. So, and I totally agree. It would have a very different look because it's kind of like embroidery thread versus sewing thread. You get a lot more bang.
Shine, yeah.
In there. So that's, a little bit more decorative. They would have to completely change their tool. And right now, all of their tools are the same. So that would also be an additional feature that they had to come up with. Right now, they only have the tool that comes in the kit, and they are all the same. So speaking of that, this is the little scissor case from Kimberbell, and I am. Look at the look on your face.
I know. I'm like, what the
That
heck
didn't
button
do
is
what
that?
you wanted.
Yeah, that was not the
That
button
did
that I
not
thought
go
it.
where you wanted it to go. All right, so this is that Kimberbell scissors or tool, whatever you want it to be. I have been using it to store all my punch needle in because I might have opened a few of those kits. So in here, I have 3 tools. I have 2 pens because I gave one to a friend that needed one. And I was like, here, I have a whole bunch. Take one. I don't at this moment remember who that was, but I do remember that's why I don't have 3.
And are the tools as of right now the same?
They are 100% the same because all of the yarn that's being used is the same. So that is what I meant by they would have to come up with a tool that's much smaller because the hole that's being created is yarn size,
Makes sense.
not flossed size. So you definitely would need to make that adjustment. Not saying that that would actually be that complicated because there's, of course, a multitude of punch needles out there already that are different sizes. They would just have to put one in theirs.
Yep.
So it's just another piece that they would have to manufacture. So, and then I have my tool threaders in here as well. I figure one of these days I'll lose those, so I'll be glad to have the extras.
Yep.
And then I have scissors actually in the back. So these are Kimberbell scissors. If you have these and you're like, you know, I love the way they look and I love the grip, but they just kind of move around a lot. My screw on this was very loose. Yes, my screws were loose. There you go. I tightened that and they work beautifully now. So if you are having trouble with these, it's very, very possible that your screw, I've seen, is also loose. And I mean that in the kindest way. So just check that out if that seems to be a thing. And then these are their little snips. I use both of these when I am doing punch needle because you're changing yarns and different things like that. So I find that to be very helpful to have those there. This is a zippered pocket. There's actually 2 pockets that have a stitch line down the center, only one zipper. And in here, I am keeping all of my hand tools. So the needle threader, if you have both floss and yarn that you would need to do some sort of handwork with, they're going to provide you with both of those needle options. So they figured that part out, that they have to have 2 needles, so they probably can come up with a second tool, but I haven't heard anything about it, so I guess we'll have to wait and see.
I think you and I kind of hope that at one point they decide to maybe make a starter kit to start with, because...
So I don't need 3 of the exact same tool.
Right.
And mind you, there's also 1 in each of these bags that I have sitting here, so I have 5 tools that are now exactly the same. I don't actually need that. That's not a very functional use of my money, if you will. So it would be, I think both of our opinion, nice if they did a toolkit, especially if they're all going to be the same.
Yep.
Do a toolkit and then sell the kits without that added expense in there. It would make the kits themselves a little bit less expensive, because all of that's not going to be in there each time.
Yeah.
And if you lose your tool or what, you could just buy another kit, but it wouldn't be constantly spending that money over and over again.
Right. If you don't need it.
I have no idea what kind of cost that is, and so how much that actually plays in to how much the kits cost. But even if it was $5,
it's $5.
$5 that I'm spending 5 times, I'm already in $25 for tools that I really only needed once or whatever.
Right.
But
yeah, we
anyway,
love that it's inclusive, but
I love that.
No one buys
part of that. Like the first time,
it
was great. I didn't have to do anything. It was everything that I needed.
Yeah.
The second time, I was like, I just 2.
Right.
Now on 5th one, I'm kind of like, what am I supposed to do with this tool?
Yeah. And there's, I mean, everybody's getting it, so you can't even. You're not even like.
There's not even a friend. That there's. The water soluble pens can be used for other things.
True.
So that was where that was able to be friended out. But yeah. So they keep coming out with new kits. So we are assuming that they're going to continue doing all of those things. So yeah, kind of like that. So we'll have to wait and see. They, I'm sure, did this for a reason. And like I said, the first time it was great because I didn't have to go find the tool. I didn't have to find the right size tool. I didn't have to find needles. It was all there, which was great. But again, 5 times down the road, now I'm like, maybe not. So just our 2 cents, 10 cents or $5,
Right.
whatever. So I mentioned, or we mentioned, that there was a change in some of the newer ones. So this is, I think, really cute. It's a shimmer snowflake. It's shimmer because you're going to add rhinestones. That's the plus part of this one.
Never have enough glitter.
Never have enough. And so on the original kits, you got the pattern, and you're going to put it onto the back of, and then you're going to shine a light. And obviously I turned it a different direction than I did the first time. Let's see, is that one the right way? There we go. Let's go that way.
Yep, now you can see it in
And
there.
then you would shine a light. I've used my phone. I do have a light box that works really nicely, but your phone's flashlight works really well as well. And you're going to trace the lines. However, whatever lines there are, and again, in the instructions, it tells you do this, do that, and you don't have to think for yourself. It's really great. They're all right there and they're spelled out really nicely.
Right.
This particular one, I will say, I started stitching some leaf. I think it was this one because I can kind of see the open holes in the fabric. And when I filled that, it touched the next one. So this one I'm going to do inside the lines instead of on the line.
Yeah.
So that I can have a little outline so that it looks like there's white in between, because the way I started doing it, that wasn't going to work. So
Kind of like a green blob.
it was kind of a green blob. Yes, that is absolutely accurate. The newer ones, so you saw that water-soluble pen. You're tracing this on the original kits.
Right.
The newest ones already have that part done for
That's
you.
really nice.
So you don't have to do that. This particular one has fabric for the red stripes. So the first step on this one, since it's already drawn, is going to be to fuse your fabric into the correct areas. There is a 6x6 mat that you can tuck right inside of this. It will scooch into the corners, and you can get, it will also fit a little bit underneath your other fabrics and things too. So you can use that, but it's square so that it fits inside of here. And it's not the full size, so it's adjustable based on different squares.
Yep, nice.
Both of these happen to be on a wood frame, but there is an additional option of an actual hoop. I haven't finished the back of this one yet, partially on purpose because you can see the hot mess that it looks like. That's normal. That is actually what the back is supposed to look like when you're done. You should have lots of stuff going on. To finish it, you can watch that video. You would basically just do an open whip stitch around and then pull until it
Like a
cinches
drawstring.
up and drawstring it so that it's all in there. And then once you have that, I actually just used a fusible stabilizer, and I cut the circle and I fused it right on top. So it stayed, had sticky on there and everything. So I got it to stay with, and then I just pressed it in place, and the fuse stuck right on there. So you could put felt on there. You could do all kinds of different whatever, or you can leave it open if you want to be able to access it for any reason too. So the hoop, this one happens to be circular. There are also oval hoops. There's smaller oval hoops. They are coming out with not just, there's keychains and there's ornaments coming and different things. So they're not all this size, if you will. There's some smaller projects that you get multiple things inside. One of the newer ones, that's the 4th of July kind of holiday span, is 2 smaller ovals. So cute. They're they've done a really nice job. There are some new ones that are just coming out. I didn't have a chance to check the date, whether they've already been released or if they're coming, but these are lemons and strawberries. So kind of summery stuff. So,
and we do have these on sale on our website if you use our special code. And since I did this yesterday. I don't remember what the special code is, but I will
Punch.
Thank you. I was like,
I read the email.
I'm like, I thought I made it like super simple
It's
for me.
pretty simple. It is
Right.
punch.
Yeah. So if you type in punch,
Should have been stab.
stab.
Then that's my favorite part about this whole thing is I get to stab things.
You can get 10% off of the kits, and all of them should be in there. So you can buy as many as you want and get 10% off.
Yeah. So there's the rhinestones. That again, it comes with everything, so you don't have to figure any of that kind of stuff out. So the biggest thing that I have found is you want to have enough slack so that you don't end up pulling your stitches out.
That makes sense.
And so if you have an animal that likes to sit with you, they will probably mess that up for you. They will put their paw on it or put it in their mouth or whatever, but it won't be able to move freely.
Yep.
So that is definitely what I have found. My biggest problem is I forget and I'll just keep going. And then I'm like, it's not creating stitches. And, oh yeah, it's, I need to pull more yarn off so that it has room to flow. So the threading of this is pretty straightforward. The hole at the very tip of that, can you see the hole?
Maybe put it up. I was gonna say maybe on the white there. I can see it there.
Okay, so there's a hole in there, and you need this yarn guide to go up through there. So you're going to cover up the angled part, so you can see that that's angled and pointed up here. You're going to cover that and then just slide in the threading wire.
Because otherwise it would just come right back.
Otherwise it just pokes right out the top. Yep. And you don't want that.
Totally defeats the purpose.
It kind of does. And then the paper part on that end will keep it from falling out, so you can manipulate and open. You just need to get your yarn through the wire.
Pull it all the way through. That would also defeat the purpose.
It would also defeat the purpose. And then you just pull with that little paper part. You just grab hold of that and pull, and it threads it's literally that hard. So that is all there is to it. The yarn does tend to get stuck in the very tip of this guide, so you got to push it back up to get that out. So you definitely need this, because getting your yarn to do all of that without the threading wire, not fun. So that's why I said one of these days I'm going to lose that, and I'm going to be really glad that I have an extra. But so if Kimberbell is watching this and they do decide to make a toolkit, you should have 2 threading wires in the toolkit.
That's right.
Just in case. And you want to have a couple inches. You don't want to have it like really, really short. You want to have a little bit of play, because you're going to stab into this and then you need to hold on to it. So if it's too short, you don't have anything to grab onto.
Makes sense.
So if you are drawing your own lines, again, you're going to figure out how you want to do this. I'm going to probably go around the edge and then just kind of back and forth it. What I have found is, again, you want to have a decent amount of tail. Don't put your finger right underneath, because this is super sharp. Don't stab yourself. That's not fun.
No, I wouldn't.
Stabbing in general, fun. Stabbing yourself, not fun. So hold the edge so that it's taut, and then you're just literally going to stab the whole tip of that in there. There's a reason that it's that. And you're going to then pull your tail to the back. And that is then how you're going to create the stitch. It's going to stay back there. And then you're going to go, they say about 1/4 of an inch. That's too big for me. I don't like them huge, because then I feel like there's gaps. But you don't want it like right next to each other. And you also don't want to have a whole bunch of yarn looping up here. You're going to have a big loop stitch. It's not going to be tight. So you want to have that right, just kind of scooched along. Don't pull it up and stitch, because then you'll end up with a whole bunch of yarn. So I'm just pulling back through my tool, so I don't end up with a huge piece on the back. And then you're going to simply move a little bit up that line and stab again. And you're literally going to do that all the way around. That is all there is to this. At some point, you can turn this over and pinch and pull the stitches to the back, which will tighten them up here. So don't do too much too far before you do that, or it's hard to get a hold of the right loops to pull.
Makes sense.
So if you did like the whole nose and then went to try to pull them, you probably wouldn't be able to get a hold of all of them.
That makes sense.
So do small sections and then pinch and pull, do small sections, pinch and pull. And sometimes, depending on the stitch that you're doing, because there's obviously different stitches, there are cut loops. So this is actually upside down. I don't know if you guys can tell this, but there's no loops on the back here. It's smooth here. And that's because the loops were on the front. So I basically flipped the hoop over and did everything in reverse, which not complicated. It's part of the directions. You don't have to know what to do. It'll tell you. Don't panic about that. But then once you have all of your loops like this on the front, you snip them with your scissors and you get the fuzz look, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
So that is one stitch. This is one stitch. And then this is kind of like the running stitch, if you will. There's going around fabric. And again, that's very similar to what I'm doing. But if you notice, what I'm doing is the point, the scoop part of my tool is going in the direction that I'm stitching.
Okay.
When you're going around a fabric piece, you're going to turn it this way so that you're just outside the fabric. And so you're going to be moving sideways instead of front.
Makes sense.
Is that hard to know? Nope, because guess what? There's a video that'll tell you that. And if you can't remember, it's like a very quick video. So you don't have to remember all of the different things. It's pretty straightforward. So again, just kind of tug so that you don't have excess here. Just pull back through the tool. And if you accidentally pull a stitch out, you can see where that hole is maybe. It's a bigger hole where that punch was. Just run your fingernail over it. So what's happening when we go through this, it's not really making a hole, it's pushing the fibers aside to allow us to go inside of it. So all you got to do is give a little love and it'll come back and then you can just start over. If you don't like the way something looked, you can pull all of those out, rub, and then redo it.
Nice.
So it's very, very forgiving. And that's part of why I like it. You're a little bit more exact, like it's got to be right here.
Yeah.
I'm not as there. That's the quilter versus the sewer and
Yep.
the embroidering. And
Yep.
you can have a little more wiggle with what I do than what you do.
Right.
You have a wiggle in your quilt, it doesn't end up very good, right? There's a lot of forgiveness in this. It's my kind of thing, right? And you also get to stab something over and over again.
Right, which is not
Which
terrible.
is very therapeutic at times.
Yes.
So very fun. And again, you get everything that you need. So I have had to learn some new things. I actually, had to put buttons on and make little French knots. I did the gnome one for Joyce, and it has little flowers coming up at the bottom of so if this was the gnome, next to the gnome, there's little flower stems.
Yeah.
So you make the flower stem out of green, and then you get your needle and thread, or needle and yarn in this case, and you make a French knot. I didn't know how to make a French knot. Never done it before because that's a 4-letter word.
Right.
So I had to go watch the video. And then I was like, I know how to do this. This is not hard at all. Now I would probably need to watch that video again.
Right.
Because
it's been
many minutes since I did it. So, if it was just a couple minutes, I'd probably be okay, but not just a couple minutes. So there are definitely different stitches. But again, none of them are difficult. So this one on this leaf here has been trimmed. So all of those are raw little bits of the yarn there. But this one, it's the exact same size, but there's still loops. So they gave it a little bit different dimension. If you don't like it, guess what?
Right.
Nobody's going to know. Just do it how you want to do. That's the great thing. These are what they literally call satin stitches. So you're literally going back and forth, which is kind of fun. It's kind of like embroidering, but so you've got all of those things. And again, this is just an iron-on applique that happened to come with it. And then I had to sew on my berries and the tag. I had to get that through there. Wasn't hard at all. It just was, another step of that. But again, everything came right in the kit. And there was very, very detailed video instruction on how to do everything.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a how to sew the tag on, but there's basically all of those basic things. So there's lots of different ones, and it's definitely
Jane is asking if we know.
That's a
can
great
you
question.
Fly with the punch needle?
I would imagine the answer is yes, because I regularly fly with either knitting needles or crochet needles.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually have a small pair of scissors, or the little embroidery ones, the tiny one, and they even let me keep those.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine that this, I mean, yes, you could hurt somebody with it, but they probably don't even know what it is. So you may have to explain. But it may also depend on the mood of the person working security that day.
Sure.
So questionable just based on that. I have seen different things go through one airport and it goes fine, and then you go home and they're like, nope, and they confiscate it. So
the good news is if you buy more than one kit, you'll have a
you'll
spare.
have another one. It'll be okay. So keep one in your suitcase and the other one in your working bag that you carry with you.
Right.
It's a great question. Like I said, because they allow knitting needles and crochet hooks and stuff to do that kind of handwork on the plane, I would imagine that this would be allowed. But it is a little scarier looking than a crochet hook.
Yeah.
Or
yeah, neither of us have tried to fly with it.
I have not. It's been new enough that I haven't gone anywhere that I needed to do that with. I'm 100% certain you could check it in your luggage.
Mm-hmm.
No problem, of course, at all with that. Like Detroit is much more lax now than they used to be. It's leave everything in your bag and they just scan everything in one shot, so they may go through it or, whatever. If you have gummy bears, God, they don't like gummy candy in security, just FYI, in case you guys didn't know that. Because I guess it could be explosives. I don't know. They always go, I like gummies. Always have. Skittle gummies, and they're like manhandling the bag. Good Lord, it's candy, for crying out loud. You want to open it? You can eat some. I'll share. Please give it back. But that is a great question. My stab in the dark with that would be yes.
Mm-hmm.
But again, there's always that guy or girl that's having a bad day and takes it out on you that, nope, you can't have that. So it is possible that they would take it. But I would imagine if it was in a kit of, this is how it's being used.
Yeah, and if you're on Facebook, that might be a better question to post on the Kimberbell.
Yeah, absolutely, because they probably have actually
somebody has attempted
to fly with it, and or they actually asked that question. But
yep. Oh goodness, it's getting dark out there.
It is getting dark out there.
I'm like, my body is like, it's getting sleepy time.
I do feel like that is one of those things that some agents would be fine with and some would not.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. So as much as I would love to say, yeah, that's how this works,
right.
It could be.
It might qualify because the point is so short.
Yes.
So
yeah, like, you can take on a pair of scissors if they're short enough, or it couldn't reach an organ and do any real damage. It wouldn't feel good, but yeah, so you literally just work your way around and turn your project so that you're always working in the same direction. So this is kind of happening. This is what I tend to do, is I rest my hand on it and I'm pinching my yarn, and then it can't move, and then I'm like, why isn't it stitching? So if that happens to you, you're not alone. But you want to insert literally the whole tip in there for every stitch. Don't just do a little bit, because it's more apt to fall out. You need a large loop back here to keep that from coming back to the top.
Right.
It's that whole pinch thing. So let's see if you're going to pinch. If I were going to finish this here instead of filling it, I don't know, what time is it?
We're
doing okay.
Minutes, yeah.
Okay. So I'll just go ahead and whip around and finish that. So what I like to do is I put my tool halfway in between the previous stitches. And I actually like to push the yarn over a little bit so that they're
kind of
overlapping just a little bit. The first one I did was this, and I did not do the little push it, and I could see a little bit of this coming through in some spots. which of course I didn't like.
Right.
So if you see that these aren't really straight lines, there's some areas that have some very haphazard looking things. That's because I literally just started filling in spots. I just stabbed all over the place until I was happy with how much it had filled that in. So I have personally decided that I like to do about halfway and then just push over just a little bit, and then I like to do each row offset of the previous one so that it's just going to be nice and full. I have not run out of any yarn yet. It's bound to happen. But they unfortunately don't have a way to just get a little bit more of that particular piece. So do pay attention. If you are filling it in so thick that you don't have enough yarn, that is going to be an issue. I will say that the green in this one and the green in these leaves were the same green. So they are using the same colors repeating.
So you might have extra bits.
So if I had extra there, I could go in and pull in from another kit because, of course, I'm not throwing away my excess because I just can't seem to do that. But this is where I would pinch and pull to the back, just make sure that those are nice and tight. And then I can see, can I see background in between there, yay, nay, and then continue on. And so just keep going. See if I can not do it like I like. And so you can kind of see here, there's a gap. That's what I'm talking about. If you don't push just a little bit and you just go straight lines next to straight lines, it does tend to show through a little bit. So I like to offset the stitch. So these punches are in the same place instead of half and half. And that's what's causing that problem. So in this case, I don't like that. I literally just back up, take my fingernail. If you don't have fingernails, your tool will do it as well. It's okay. It's very, very forgiving. And then just go around and whenever I go places with her. And I'm just going to go right back down the center, which will also give me a little bit more of a leaf look because you got that line down the middle of your leaves in general. So I'm just going to pinch and check, make sure I don't need to add any stitches. I think that's going to be pretty good. See what I mean by I have so many stitches here and I can't find the back loop for that. I can find it later, but that's what I meant by don't do too many because then it gets a little hard to find that little bit. And then what we need to do is we need to turn this over. I need to give myself a larger tail. Sorry.
Can I help?
I just needed to move
it
a little bit. So I was holding the thread again with my hand. So I need to pull extra, thank you, tail back, and then take my scissors, which is why I said you need to have them fairly handy, and snip. And you're literally then, you can pull that back up, and I've buried my tail to the back. So the next question that most people then, well, what do I do with all these tails? Leave them alone. You can tie them later if you really, but as long as you've got nice strong loops here, it's going to be fine. And if you cover the whole thing, I snipped mine. I didn't shorten them too far because of course I don't want them coming to the front.
Right.
But you can take and then cover everything and just leave all that loose stuff back there. It's going to be just fine.
So when you snip the yarn to get the fuzzy effect, will it pull out?
No, because you still have long enough, those loops, it's like snipping these. So you have big pieces like this. And so, no, I have not had any issues with that. It's a great question, though.
Yep.
But no, it really was very straightforward. So I can kind of, now that I'm on the back, I can manipulate all of those and make sure. So it's this middle row here. Just couldn't get my fingers on. There we go. So you can just kind of push and work the back of the hoop or the frame, whichever, and there you have a leaf. So again, the different stitches are going to be worked a little bit differently. To do the loops or the fuzz, you're going to work the back of the hoop. And so part of the instructions, if you have that effect, is they're going to have the drawing on the back as well as on the front so that you can see what area that you need to do.
Right.
Because once you start working, it's really hard to see that line. So I would literally, I know none of these are like this, so it doesn't really matter. I would literally have as part of the steps in the directions, I would have marked on the back of the hoop any of the areas that are going to be worked from the back of the hoop.
Yep.
So it literally walks you through everything. It's very straightforward and it's not hard. There's no stress, even for me that I don't like hand stuff. And it relieves stress because you get to stab things.
Yes.
So I know I say that a lot, but I can't tell you how I really like to stab things, evidently. Evidently, that makes my day. So, and you know, there's one little loop right there. So I could just go back in there and fish around until I find the tiny one. There it is. So I can pull it tight. It was much looser, and then boom, I've fixed that problem. So it's very easy to manipulate them, pushing them back and forth. And the great thing is if you don't like it,
you can just take it out.
Just pull it all out. If you've already cut that thread, you should have enough tail to redo that section anyways.
Right.
So it doesn't really matter. Some of these you're not going to be able, depending on the pattern. So like all of this, I pretty much was all one piece. I didn't cut and snip and whatnot.
Right.
Obviously these I had to snip, but I didn't do a section and cut it in, you know, because you're wasting, if you will. You don't want to have that extra long tail if you don't need it.
Right.
So you're going to, because that's going, every time you do that, you're using up more yarn.
Right.
So they aren't expecting you to do that either. So you're going to just work the sections as they go. But if you have these small sections and you don't like it, again, that section of thread yarn is going to fill that area because it already did.
Sense.
So you already have the right amount. So I think one of the hardest things is the fill section, getting in between all of the things that you're trying to work around and whatnot. That took for me the most time. And it was like, I kind of had to, in my brain, plan a path. How do I want it to look? Right. So, you know, I generally started in a corner and then I made my box and then I went around a couple times until I couldn't anymore.
Right.
And then I went, okay, now what? You know, so plan, because you can see the path unless you literally do like what I did on the present and
just randomly,
pop all over the place. But even doing that and all those extra stitches that I added in, I didn't run out of yarn. So I don't imagine that you would have that issue. But
it's funny because in my mind, like I look at that and I think, oh, I would start in the middle and I would weave out and around those, like I was free motion quilting, like trying to get around the areas.
For this one in particular, that would probably work well to work around here and then in and work your way here and then kind of and work each section. And then you could cut and punch and start in the center and work your way out again or something like that.
Right.
I would have a plan. Don't feel like you can't ever cut just because it's the whole section.
Sure.
By all means, make it work for you. But it's really
and do the Kimberbell instructions give you do they give you a guide of like maybe you should start here?
So this is the Stars and Stripes. The red is all applique. So I don't have any red yarn. I have blue yarn and I have white yarn base and gray or whatever you want to call it. So in here, it says what kind of stitch that is. The first one I did, I actually wrote, so this was the very first one I did. And I actually, once I had it drawn, I wrote flat. I wrote right in there so that I didn't confuse myself later or, you know, what happens if you do lose your pattern, you know? But if you notice in the instructions, it tells you to do the applique first. And then it says to do the flat stitches. And it tells you what colors of those flat stitches it
Nice.
wants you to do. So it does give you an order
Mm-hmm.
of what the best way to lay it all out is, because here's flat again, but this is then the light gray. So it's going to have me do the whites here, and then the blue star, and then the background of that blue. And then I go into the single flat line, which is going around my appliques. So
Yeah.
it does give you
an
a
order.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, do this.
Yeah.
If you don't follow that, it's not going to blow up in your face.
Right.
You just may have to push something out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Any hand sewing, you definitely are going to want to leave to the end, because
Right,
that's
that
going to
makes
go
sense.
on top of your yarn.
Yeah.
But it's very
You only make that mistake once, like when you resequence an embroidery design, because you
And
think
you're like-
all of the black can be done, and suddenly there are no eyes.
right.
The mouth is covered up.
It's covered up.
Done
You're
that.
like, oh, there was a reason for that. Yes, there was. You know, so they definitely give you a guideline. This is, I mean, anybody can do this.
Yeah.
This really is a very straightforward, very well instructioned
Mm-hmm.
project base. And I'm looking forward to the Lori Holt just to see
The difference.
the differences.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the first thing is they don't supply you any stuff. They give you a pattern and say, make it look like this.
Yeah.
So is that pattern, does it tell you, do this one first, do this next, so on and so forth? Or are those all flat? Do they not have different stitch, you know?
Right.
So maybe
Right.
we can make differences of our own, and we can change the pattern or
Yep.
whatever. So I'm looking forward to
Let's
that.
see, Marilyn, did I see the Kimberbell ladies add a fabric border to a square one and then stretch it over an art canvas, or maybe make it into a pillow?
Absolutely. And there are videos on making this into a pillow or doing this, that, and the
Yep.
other. There's actually part of their video montage on YouTube
Yeah.
is finishing and
Yeah.
different ways that you can finish things. There is no, you know, this is stapled on and it came like this. So like you can see here, I didn't have to do this. It came pre-stretched and stapled onto the wood frame. If I don't want it on the wood frame,
Just take the
I
staple
would
off.
leave it here while you're stitching it.
Yeah.
But then take it off. And just like any quilt, you're going to have an edge. You could flip and sew
Mhm.
a border on and then make it into a pillow or whatever.
Mhm.
Absolutely, very easily to manipulate it how you want the finished look to be. So this drives me a little crazy, I'm not going to lie, with the excess here. But I also want people to be able to see the different stitches and how they do look different front and back.
Right.
Which is why I haven't hidden all of it. I evidently suck at making pom-poms. They looked okay originally, but they have loosened up on the way. So that is evidently not my strong suit. I'm going to have to work on that. But this one is a very darling pattern, and it was not difficult, but it was very cute and made me happy. So I liked that one. That was fun. Big picture, punch needle is a lot of fun. It's therapeutic. And for everything that you get, they are actually they're pretty reasonably priced.
Yeah.
And the newer, they have actually adjusted. So they're a little less expensive than they were when they did the initial test of these. So they have been able to lower that a little bit. I'm not sure if part of that is, you know, they're no longer putting in a pen, they're just having it pre-printed.
Right.
I don't know where they were able to cut the cost, but they were. So they are a little bit even more so economical. But the complete thing is very nice. You don't have to worry about, oh, I don't have the right size punch tool. I don't have the right this, that, or the other. And the last thing is they come in this bag. It says experience the joy of creativity, and it does have Kimberbell on here. But you ever been to a sporting event or somewhere that you have to have a clear bag? Guess what? You could use these.
Yeah.
You can use them as project bags of anything else. This side is completely clear. So
Yep, they do make great project
bags. They make great bags to be reused. They do zip closed, and they have an interior pocket. And all of the different ones. So there are different sizes based on the project, but they all have that interior pocket, and they all have the zipper closure and whatnot. So the bags themselves are very, very nice and reusable as well.
Yep. Yep.
So big picture, they're a lot of fun, and there's a lot of different types. So there really is something for just about anybody.
Yeah.
We don't always have all of them in stock, but we can order any of
Anything.
them. So if there's one that you like and for whatever reason you can't check out with it, I think they're all done that you can check out even if it's not in stock.
Yeah.
I believe. But
Yep, but even if there's one that, we don't have on there and you want it, but
just
you know,
give us a message and,
yeah,
and
send
we'll
us and we'll
absolutely we'll take care of you.
Yep, we'll send you an invoice
And don't
we'll
forget,
give you
Punch
10% off.
is your code.
Punch is your code, absolutely.
And that will work on any of them.
Yep.
Newer, older, doesn't make any difference. They will all take that discount off.
Yes.
So we do have an in-store. If you buy 3, you get 15, 4, you get 20% off all of them.
Yep.
So if you are buying multiples,
Yep.
Instead of just doing it and checking out and only getting the 10% off, however many that you're getting, shoot us a message first and we'll give you the, we'll make the adjustment beforehand because crediting it back is more complicated.
Yep.
So if you would like more than 2, we'll give you an extra percentage off too. So,
yeah.
Okay. I think that's
it.
What I've got. You got any more?
Retreat, we still have spots.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the projects are coming together. And as a reminder, all of the prep work will be done for you. You get to just sit down and have a good time.
Yep.
You can bring your own projects. There'll be open sewing. There'll be fun and games. There'll be prizes. Yep. There'll be demos where you can learn maybe how to do something new. If you have a question on something, hey, could you demo this? Probably, as long as we have what we need to do it there, we will be more than happy to do that too. So,
and on Sunday, Denise, our Baby Lock rep. So some of you know Denise from like the Baby Lock Facebook groups, Denise Schuber. She's going to be teaching that cute little pinwheel quilt.
Yes.
So she's going to be there doing some teaching. So she's a great
resource if you have questions because she knows like everything.
Yes. Yeah. So, and we have Jan is going to be teaching the Sew Together bag.
She is also going to be teaching a couple classes this fall. We've got the samples here in store.
Yep.
I think we're close to getting dates, but we don't have dates as of the moment.
Yep.
So those are upcoming as well. There's 2. They're absolutely darling bags. Yep. They're going to have a denim in them, which is also very nice because that's going to give you a little bit more stability and whatnot. So that's awesome. Don't forget Monday, Tuesday, possibly Wednesday parking.
Yep.
So we are still here. Please don't not come just because of that, but just park next door and it's a very short little jag between there and here. So.
And if you get confused, just call us when you're in the parking lot.
Absolutely. We'll come out and get you. Absolutely. Please never be afraid to call. You're never a bother. So. What else? Do we have anything else going on? Shop Hop's going till the end of the month. We still have some items on sale. There's an additional percentage off the sale stuff in store. So we'll take 10% more off of all of the discounted stuff in the sale room here. So if you were thinking maybe to get something, you should come in and get it before it disappears because that extra little bit, people have been buying more items out of here with that extra little bit coming off. So they're definitely moving faster.
Yep.
And I did book the Kimberbell Comfort and Joy.
I saw that, yeah.
So that is going to be in October. I'm going to do a Saturday and a Sunday. It's a 2-day event. And I was trying to figure out like bodies in store and all of that. So Saturdays are kind of hit or miss whether they're busy in here or not. So I thought that would be a good opportunity to do. And then the second day, it won't interfere with anything. So that'll be a Saturday, Sunday, can be in store or virtual. It is on the site, so you can sign up.
Yeah.
So
cute.
yeah, very cute. Towels and wreath bows.
I just saw the invoice. Your kit's coming.
Yep. So the I don't have any of the projects made yet because they have literally just started shipping the instructor kit, but I will work on that. And as always, I will video myself working on the samples so that you have something to refer to back at any time. So looking forward to that. It's been a while since I've done an event. You did the last one.
I did.
So it's been a hot second since I've done an event. So it'll be
back in the groove of it.
Gotta get back in the groove. So Comfort and Joy is coming up. Retreat is coming up. We are more than half full, so do not put it off too long. Plus, you're going to run out of the block coupon rate at the
Yep.
hotel soon as well in mid-August. And parking, that's what's going on around here. So if you need to stab something, I can help you with that. Totally.
Legally.
And legally.
We won't
Absolutely.
even get you arrested.
No, I mean, how awesome is that? So I hope you guys enjoyed this. They are a lot of fun and they're so cute when they're done.
They are.
They really are, darling. So we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.